Hello lovely people, welcome to the video. My name's Athena. I am a writer working on my first book whilst homeschooling my two girls and being with them 24/7. It is Wednesday the 5th of November, a little bit past what I was initially thinking of updating you guys, but honestly, I've been waiting on beta reader feedback and process. I have been working on my query letter. We will talk about that in a moment, but it's just, yeah, I've kind of allowed myself to do other things, to kind of, you know, maybe take a break a bit. The reality is my brain needs writing. It needs to be focused on a project. That is just the truth of it. I don't need too much time away from it because then I kind of completely remove myself from it. It's a bit weird. I could never do the thing where other people do where they put it away for like a month, 2 months, 3 months. Never. I have had times during this past year where I've been forced to leave my project for large chunks of time. It has not worked in my favor. So. With that being said, what I have been doing whilst waiting on beta reader feedback, I sent out my beta reader feedback, my book 2 betas on the 22nd. This video is not going to be about the beta readers specifically. I did get the feedback from one of them, so we're probably going to have a little sneak peek, because the next, my other beta reader will be sending her feedback next week. And initially I wanted to wait and read them both together, but then I'm like, I can't do that. I just cannot. I cannot know that there is feedback on my book, on my computer, and I'm not, yeah. Plus I need to approve it and everything for her, so it's kind of how Fiverr works. We will talk about that next week in a very specific paying for beta readers video, because I did get a question asking about that, and I could not find much information honestly on it, surprisingly enough. So there you go. So other than that, what else have I been doing before we jump into the query? I've opened it here, the review, and I'm just like, you know, oh my gosh, okay. My query, I have been working on my query letter. I kind of sat down, tried to add information to a document and kind of brainstorm the general ideas. My writing process is very discovery style. It's very, I need to just start writing, and then I kind of figure everything out as I'm writing it. That's how my query worked out as well. So I just sat down. After a point, I was just like, okay, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep brainstorming and trying to figure out things. I need to start writing it in the style of queries that I've looked up. I've researched a whole bunch of queries. I've gone onto Reddit and just kind of researched a whole bunch of query letters, and I was like, I'm just gonna write one. I'm just gonna, just off the top of my head, just write it. And I did. And I then put it onto Reddit, and I was expecting to be roasted. I actually wanted to be roasted. I think a lot of people are scared of being torn to pieces, which, I mean, I understand. My logic, especially at this point, is if someone doesn't literally rip it apart, how are you gonna even have an inkling of an idea of what you need to fix? You don't need to take everything to heart. You don't need to take every little piece, but you need a starting point. Anyway, that's just me. That's just me. I'm very, me and feedback, I want the harsh feedback because I feel like that's the only way I will improve. That's just how it is. With that being said, I got some very, very awesome feedback on that first initial, just, you know, I sat down, I edited it, I have a second version ready to go, and I also have a third version, which is not an actual query letter version. I was watching the Bookends Literary Agency YouTube channel. If you do not follow them, if you do not watch them, and you want to query, go into submission, anything to do with publishing, you need to follow them. They are amazing. There is so much information on that channel. So Bookends Literary Agency, and they were talking about how you should try, when you start writing your query letter, you should just free write. So start first, not caring about how short it's going to be, not caring. Just write what you think needs to be in the query, what you could possibly. And I did that, and it's like a whole page long of, you know. But the more I look at it, the more I realize, oh, okay, this is all backstory. I don't need it in my query letter. This is there's just, you can start seeing it and you can start breaking it down. I cannot work from nothing to create an outline or to create anything. I need something I can work on that I can edit. So I found that with my writing, writing the actual manuscript, and I'm finding that with my query letter now as well. When I have something that I can revise and edit and work on, it is just the best thing. I function way, way better. I'm able to free write and just go nuts and just write everything down, and then I'm able to work on it. You know, you learn your process. That's the fun part. I am very happy that I have allowed myself to do this. And what I mean by that is I tend to get stuck and try and do things the way other people do them. It's like this idea where you watch a whole bunch of videos, you know, advice videos, writing advice, whatever, and you're like, oh, I have to do it this way or that way because, you know, these people did it that way. Every person works differently. Every person's brain works differently. And I tend to not give myself permission to just be me and function the way I function. And that never works in my favor when I don't let myself. I have given myself permission to do that throughout the past couple of months, and I have gotten so much more work done. Like, I finished my revision in no time. I just yeah. And I have a couple drafts of my query. Well, more than a couple really, but you know what I mean. I'm making progress with my query. I'm also reading a few books now that I think might be good comps. I do have a handful of comps that I've already read, 3 or 4 of them that are like specifically. Then there are a couple more that I'm now reading on my TBR. I have so many books. I also need to go through my books. That might be another fun video. I don't know who would want to watch it, but I feel like I would watch someone sorting out their books. I need to sort out all of these and just fix them up a bit because it's a bit chaotic. Because I will then also be going through my books to look for agents of books that I feel kind of belong with my book in a way. You know, not necessarily comps, but also just they're within the same genre range. With all that rambling being done, who wants a sneak peek of my first beta reader feedback? I'm just, I don't know if I don't want to read it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna have a look at this because I cannot, as I said, the initial idea was I'm gonna look at it next week, look at both of them next week once the other one comes in, and then kind of make up a plan, etc. I don't think I'm gonna make up a plan right now, but I do need to read it. I do need to see what she said. I can't help it. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I do have a general little plan in my head. Like, I do know that next week I will, actually not even next week, probably this weekend, I'll be printing out my draft, maybe even doing a quick read through of it myself, just start to finish without making notes. Well, without making too many notes, because I doubt I'll be able to control myself and not make any notes at all. But I want to just read it like a book. And then next week I can go through all of the feedback and kind of figure out where I stand with it. What I want to use, what I don't want to use, what, you know, because not all feedback, even if you get feedback from someone and they tell you they liked XYZ and they didn't like ABC, okay? It's just, you know. You can say, okay, I agree with you on A, I agree with you on B, I don't agree with you on C. Then you might make little changes, you might kind of shift it a bit, but you like it that way. You don't have to take their advice. And they might like something that you're like, you like it, yeah, but you know, this other person said they didn't. So like you're in between, but your opinion was, you weren't really sure. You didn't feel 100% on it. You didn't really like it, but then again, you were like, but if someone likes it. So when you get that extra opinion that someone doesn't like it, you're right, you feel more comfortable kind of removing it. Does that make sense? Am I rambling? Let's have a look at just a few of the things that yeah, okay. And I'm definitely making a full video on the beta readers just so that you know. That is not even, okay, so, okay, she called my manuscript outstanding. I'm just, okay. Okay. Oh, she loves it, okay. I really love the story. Such a compelling emotional hook. Okay. So feel real and the later was a main character. Okay. I'm gonna just, you know, throughout this whole thing, I don't know if you can tell, because it's like when you write a book, and when you write it, I've rewritten this thing 3 times. I wrote the first draft, then I wrote the second draft, complete rewrite. Third draft, complete rewrite. The reality was until draft 3, I revised into draft 4. So until draft 3 was fully written, I did not have my full story. The previous 2 drafts are completely different. The first half especially is just completely different story, like not even. And it's just, and then I've read it so many times and gone over it so many times during the revisions, like chapters of reading the same chapter 10 times within, you know, it's just, and having someone else read it for the first time right off, you know, and be like, they loved it, they liked it, it was enjoyable, it was a good read, I know there are things I need to do on it. I know I already have several ideas that I'm going to be changing, but it's just, it makes me feel so, you know, it's the validation. I appreciate feedback that is like that hacks away at you. I do. I appreciate feedback when it's like, it might sound bad. It might sound like, oh my God, this person is you know, critiquing my work and telling me it's not good. But if it's actually true and it's really, I appreciate it more than anything because it's the only way to improve. But at the same way, and you know, the same wavelength, the positive feedback when it is due and when it is, it's just, it makes me feel, you know, that is that. I'm very curious. They're both very different beta readers, by the way, both very different. And it's kind of why I picked them. Again, we'll talk about that next week, but I'm very, very curious to see the other. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a little more, a couple more, like just a minute more of reading, and then I will let you guys just, yeah. Yeah. Okay. That she's right there. I need to kind of clarify the initial world and its magic. Okay. Well, I found it hard to stop reading. Okay. Okay. That is what you want to hear. Okay? Okay. Whenever you're seeking feedback, whenever someone is reading your book for the first time, you want to hear, I couldn't stop reading. I feel like that is the highest level of compliment. It is the best thing anyone can say to you. That they could not stop reading your book. They could not put it down. They needed to keep reading. Okay? I'm very happy right now. I don't know if you can tell. I'm just very... Okay. Okay. Let's finish this paragraph and then I'll just... Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because we focus on the other stones and then... Okay. The development between the characters. Okay. Between the two. Slow burn with tension. Okay. Yes. Okay. The intimate scene. I know. I need to add more. So there is one scene. It's quite slow burn. Okay. We have slow burn, tension peaking up, all that fun stuff. There is a kiss towards the climax, I would say. This is the thing. I've definitely held myself back there. I know that I can add more. If I'm being honest, the main problem, and this is such a silly problem to have, I know. My mom loves reading my book. And when I think of the fact that she will be reading it, it makes me automatically kind of hold back from really going into that intimate scene. It's silly. I know it's silly. There are tons of writers, romance writers who write like, you know, and they know their family's gonna read it. They tell them not to, but you know how families are. Grandmothers especially for some reason. But yeah, I need to know. I need to give myself permission to just go to town on the intimate scene, basically. You know, in my style, but yeah, I do need to do that. Yeah, it does, like, yeah, it feels like it could be drawn out more. It can, I know it can. Like, I know that. It's just, it's my silly, just stuckness. Love the progression of them from guarded to vulnerable. It's not rewarding. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, it's a setup for the next book, so it should be really clear. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, and that was plan pacing. Okay, and she's separated into different things. Again, we'll talk more detail about that in the next. It's just, I really need to look at this and, okay. No, I'm quite happy. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at this because this video's gonna be long for no reason because it's just me like looking at a screen being like, okay. So, exciting times. Working on my query letter, working on my comps. I'm just excited to be moving forward, to be honest. And yeah, just yeah. Anyway, that is all for this video, guys. Just a quick little update. I wanted to just update you guys. I don't know. I'm just, you know, cray. Definitely next video will be all about the beta readers, how I found them, the whole process. Yeah, just everything. And we're going to be moving forward. There's progress. That's what I love. I love the progress. I cannot. I feel like I was so stuck on just rewriting. And now I'm just like moving and I'm loving it. You need to persevere. Writing is such, oh my gosh, it needs so much patience and so much perseverance at the same time. It's just ridiculous. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm very happy right now. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.